Picture this. You're strolling down a bustling high street, and suddenly your eyes catch a glimpse of a trendy dress in a shop window. The colors are vibrant, the style is fresh, and for a moment, you imagine yourself wearing it, turning heads at your next night out or brunch with friends. It looks just like the one your favorite celebrity wore last week, the same one you saw all over your social media feed. The allure is undeniable. If it's good enough for them, why not for you? Then you check the price tag. Only £10. It feels like a steal, almost too good to pass up. The idea of getting something so stylish for so little is thrilling, and you barely hesitate before heading to the checkout. You buy it, wear it once or twice, maybe to a party, maybe just for a quick mirror selfie. Of course, you post a photo online, eager to share your latest find with friends and followers. But soon, as new trends emerge and your feed fills with fresh styles, that dress is pushed to the back of your wardrobe. It joins a growing collection of barely worn clothes, each one a fleeting favorite. This cycle, buy, wear, forget, plays out not just in your life, but in millions of lives around the world every single day. It's a pattern that's become second nature in our fast-paced, image-driven culture. Fast fashion brands know exactly how to keep us coming back. Constant newness, rock-bottom prices, and the irresistible thrill of a bargain. There's always something new to want, and always a reason to buy. But this convenience comes at a hidden cost. Fashion has become immediate and disposable, and the ease of buying and discarding hides a much bigger problem. The real price is paid by the planet, through pollution, waste, and resource depletion, and by the people who make our clothes, often working in harsh conditions for very little pay. That £10 dress is just one piece of a much larger story. A story that's reshaped how we value what we wear and how quickly we move on to the next thing. Today we don't just have 4 seasons of fashion, we have endless micro-seasons with new collections dropping every week, tempting us to keep buying and discarding at a dizzying pace. Clothes are no longer seen as treasures to be cherished, but as throwaway items, worn a handful of times, then tossed aside for the next trend. To change this, we need to look behind the curtain at the fast fashion system, at how it operates, and why it's so effective at keeping us hooked. What is it about fast fashion that makes it so hard to resist? Why do we keep coming back for more, even when we know the consequences? And most importantly, what can we do, both as individuals and as a society, to break the cycle and start valuing our clothes and the people who make them once again? Fast fashion is all about speed and low cost, getting the latest styles from runway to shop in weeks, sometimes days. Brands like Zara, H&M, and Shein drop thousands of new items every week, fueling a constant sense of urgency. Trends are copied, produced rapidly in low-wage countries, and shipped worldwide. Clothes become old in a month, pushing us to buy again. The result? We buy more, wear less, and see clothes as disposable. When a t-shirt costs less than lunch, we stop valuing it. The industry has trained us to expect endless newness at rock-bottom prices. But these prices hide the true environmental and human costs. Fast fashion isn't just cheap clothes, it's a system with global consequences, and it's changing the world, one impulse buy at a time. Why does buying fast fashion feel so good? Why do we find ourselves reaching for that new shirt, those trendy shoes, or the latest accessory, even when our closets are already overflowing? The answer is more complex than just wanting something new. It's all about dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. Every time we make a purchase, our brains release a burst of dopamine, giving us a rush of pleasure and excitement. This chemical reaction is the same one triggered by eating chocolate or getting a compliment. It's a natural high that keeps us coming back for more. Brands know this and create a constant cycle of temptation. New arrivals, flash sales, influencer ads. They carefully design their marketing to keep us hooked, always chasing the next big thing. The thrill of the hunt is addictive, and brands are experts at keeping us on the chase. We chase the thrill of a bargain, the buzz of something new, and the feeling of fitting in. Shopping becomes more than just buying clothes. It's a way to connect, to express ourselves, and to feel like we belong. The excitement of sharing a new find with friends or showing off a fresh look on social media adds to the rush. Low prices make it easy to buy on impulse. No guilt, just a little treat. The affordability of fast fashion means we can indulge without thinking twice, convincing ourselves it's harmless fun. But these small purchases add up, both in our closets and in our minds. This cycle fills our wardrobes with barely worn clothes, but the joy fades fast. The excitement of a new purchase is quickly replaced by the urge for the next one, leaving us with clutter and a sense of emptiness. The memory of that dopamine hit keeps us coming back for more. We remember the rush, the anticipation, and we want to feel it again. It's a loop that's hard to escape, especially when the next temptation is just a click away. Social media and targeted ads amplify the pressure, making us feel left out if we don't keep up. Algorithms are designed to show us exactly what we want, even before we know we want it, fueling our desire to buy and belong. Fast fashion offers a quick way to experiment with identity and trends. It lets us reinvent ourselves with every purchase, trying on new looks and personalities, searching for the version of ourselves that feels just right. But the satisfaction is fleeting, and the cycle is hard to break. The more we buy, the less each purchase means, and the emptier we feel when the excitement wears off. We're left wanting more, never truly content. The promise of happiness through shopping is always just out of reach, no matter how much we buy. The industry profits from our desire for novelty and belonging. But at what cost? Our wallets, our well-being, and the planet all pay the price for this endless cycle of consumption. Is this endless chase really making us happy? Or are we just filling a void that can't be satisfied with more stuff? Or just keeping us on a hamster wheel of consumption? The more we run, the more we crave. But we never really arrive. It's time to ask ourselves, what are we really looking for? Maybe the answer isn't in the next purchase, but in understanding what truly brings us joy and fulfillment. The true cost of fast fashion is paid by our planet. Every piece of clothing we buy, wear, and discard leaves a mark on the environment, often one that's invisible to us, but devastating in its impact. Making a single cotton t-shirt can use up to 2,700 liters of water, enough for one person for nearly 3 years. This enormous water footprint is just the beginning. Cotton farming also relies heavily on pesticides and fertilizers, which seep into the soil and waterways, further damaging fragile ecosystems. Multiply that by billions of garments produced every year, and the impact is staggering. The global fashion industry is one of the largest polluters, responsible for more carbon emissions than all international flights and maritime shipping combined. Toxic chemicals from dyeing and finishing processes pollute rivers, turning once clear waters into toxic streams. These pollutants harm not only aquatic life, but also the communities who depend on these rivers for drinking water and agriculture. Synthetic fibers like polyester are made from oil, releasing carbon and microplastics. The production of these materials is energy-intensive, contributing to climate change and leaving a trail of pollution from extraction to finished product. We buy 60% more clothes than 15 years ago, but keep them half as long. Fast fashion encourages a throwaway culture, where trends change rapidly, and garments are designed to be worn only a handful of times. Most end up in landfill, hundreds of thousands of tons every year, where they won't biodegrade. These mountains of waste leach chemicals and dyes into the earth, polluting soil and groundwater for generations. Even donated clothes often overwhelm other countries' waste systems. Shipments of secondhand garments flood developing nations, where they can't be recycled or reused fast enough, creating new environmental and social challenges. Washing synthetics releases microplastics into our water, which end up in our food chain. These tiny plastic fibers are now found in rivers, oceans, and even the air we breathe. We are literally eating the waste from our wardrobes. Microplastics have been detected in seafood, salt, and even drinking water, raising concerns about long-term health effects. The environmental legacy of fast fashion lasts for centuries. Synthetic fabrics can take hundreds of years to break down, leaving a toxic legacy for future generations. That cheap dress? Its impact is anything but small. Behind every bargain lies a hidden cost, one that our planet can no longer afford to pay. The planet is paying the price. It's time to rethink our relationship with fashion and choose a path that protects our world for generations to come. Behind every cheap garment is a garment worker, usually a woman, working tirelessly behind the scenes. She's earning poverty wages in unsafe conditions, struggling to make ends meet. Factories are pressured to produce faster and cheaper, forcing workers into long hours for little pay. Many face abuse, are denied basic rights, and work in dangerous environments every single day. Tragedies like the Rana Plaza collapse exposed these risks, but little has changed since then. The real cost of our bargains is paid in human suffering and lost dignity. When we buy cheap, someone else always pays the price. If workers aren't getting rich, then who is truly profiting from this cycle? The answer is clear: multinational fashion giants and their billionaire owners. Companies like Zara, H&M, and Shein rake in billions by squeezing costs at every possible step. Their profits come from low wages, cheap materials, and relentless aggressive marketing. They create desire through influencers, flash sales, and addictive shopping apps. Factories compete fiercely to offer the lowest prices, driving a race to the bottom. The system funnels wealth to the very top, while workers and the planet bear the costs. This is who really benefits from the fast fashion industry. Learning the truth about fast fashion can feel overwhelming, but this isn't about blame. Many people have limited choices. Affordability matters. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Knowledge is our most powerful tool. By understanding the system, we can make more conscious choices. Ask, who made my clothes? What are they made of? Do I really need this? Shift from passive consumption to mindful action. Love and care for what you own. Challenge the idea that new is always better. Every small step, repairing, rewearing, buying secondhand, matters. Together, we can demand a better fashion industry. The answer to fast fashion? Embrace slow fashion, quality, longevity, and intention. Buy less, choose better, and value craftsmanship over trends. Try the 30 wears test. Will you wear it at least 30 times? Explore secondhand shops and online platforms for unique finds. Learn basic mending skills. Repair, don't replace. Care for your clothes. Wash less, air dry, read the labels. Support brands that are transparent and sustainable. Our choices matter. When we change, the industry listens. A fashion revolution is starting, and you can be part of it. Start small, share what you learn, and inspire others. Build a wardrobe that tells your story, not just the latest trend. Together, we can create a kinder, more sustainable fashion culture. The future of fashion is in our hands.